this evening on this very special recital. And it's special, I think, for a number of reasons. Firstly, we are very privileged to have here as our special guest tonight Eiluned Davies, and more about Miss Davies in a second. It has occurred to me that perhaps this evening is significant in another way, in that our three recitalists with artificial barriers that we hear about on news broadcasts every day. It's very special also this evening because the recital is here partly to commemorate the 60th anniversary of the death of Bernard van Dieren. And though I know Miss Davies will be saying some words about Bernard van Dieren later on, but he was an extraordinary man who was born abroad. He was Dutch and came to live in this country when he was about 25 years old and made this his home. I sometimes wonder what it is about this country that can honour its musicians and artists while they're alive. But we do have a tendency in this country to allow composers to go out of fashion once they die. And one just thinks presently of Ralph Vaughan Williams and Arnold Bax and many of those wonderful composers who really are very much first-rate composers, yet whom we allow to go out of our memories. So it's a great pleasure tonight that we commemorate Bernard van Dieren, who's a very gifted composer in his own way. Now, very shortly, I shall hand over to Eiluned Davies, who will begin this evening's programme. And can I thank you very much for coming all the way to perform in the recital this evening. Can I introduce Eiluned Davies?
Where oft the symbols undeciphered go, which hold a meaning vast and infinite for those who outlook on their way they take. On this our stage, we hope our playing will intensify the message of each scene, lest carefree dancing through your sunlit walks, beneath your feet some other life you tread, that in the shady undergrowth was led. long ago. Its great range of expression moved me deeply. Its beauty of sound haunted me, and its intricacy of design gave me the desire to try and explore something of the creative process behind it. In recent years, the more I have probed into the original piano works and into the piano transcriptions of songs and of the Fifth String Quartet by Ronald Stevenson, the more wonders the music has disclosed. In 1910 to 12, before the onset of a serious kidney disease which threw a shadow over the rest of his life, Van Dieren was composing in an atonal idiom. Two of his particularly fine piano works belong to that period, 6 sketches and Toccata. A proof of his genius was the fact that he succeeded in writing music which sounded intrinsically pianistic without being a pianist himself. However, one clue that the composer was not a pianist lies in the awesome appearance here and there in the manuscripts of certain passages. I think the look of the music may have acted as a deterrent to some would-be performers of it in the past. This music has certainly taken me an inordinate amount of time to prepare sufficiently in depth in order to feel at ease with it at concert performances and recording sessions. In the process of preparation, I have found it necessary in a number of instances in the Toccata and also in the third of 3 studies, composed about 1916, which are tonal and partly polytonal, to alter the distribution of the notes between the right-hand stave and the left-hand stave. Because the distribution to be seen in the manuscripts would have virtually prevented the hands from playing the passages at the required speed. After 1912, when Van Dieren adopted the tonal way of composing, his idiom still remained highly individual. Anyone curious to hear some of the composer's later music would be well advised to start with movements 3 and 5 of his Fifth String Quartet in their original quartet form, or in the piano transcription form made by Ronald Stevenson. In those 2 movements, to my mind, Van Dieren attained perfection. The hallmark of his unique style is stamped on them. In movement 3, a little theme consisting of 21 notes, moving by step, appears in various keys in inversion, augmentation, and broken up into fragments. The compositorial technique is full of subtleties, but the emotion expressed is that of pure joy. Only a master contrapuntist could have composed this movement. The lovely initial theme of movement 5 is operatic in its bold outline. Each time it occurs, it is harmonized in a different way, so that the movement appears to be in free variation form. In another sense, the movement is one long melody, harmonized by closely juxtaposed chromatic chords. As so many accented and unaccented passing notes occur simultaneously, the resultant discords almost defy analysis, but often they produce surprises, the beauty of which is breathtaking. I will now play you the Adagio cantando from the Fifth String Quartet in the transcription made by Ronald Stevenson in 1983, and hope that you will enjoy this beautiful piece.
state